We hope that you have risen up, alive and well, and you're ready to go. Whatever the situation is, so long as you are listening to me right now, it means that you are alive, and we have every reason to thank God, no matter your condition. Even if you're on a sick bed, you're having one challenge or the other, as long as there is life, there is hope. On this program, we bring to you headlines from some of our national dailies and expect you to lend a voice to the national discourse as it is. So we're going to, as usual, read out the headlines to you. After that, we're going to take the thoughts of Rufai Oseni, and then our guest in the house, our in-house guest, is going to join us to be talking with us. That is Barrister Darlington. At 8 o'clock, we'll open the lines for you to be able to call us, and in the meantime, would like you to be sending in your messages to us. And before we go right ahead to the topics, just remember the lines are the same: 0700 903 903 903, 0700 903 903 903, or 0803 6929 933, 080 3692 9933. Or if it is WhatsApp you prefer, it's going to be 08171756338. Just be sending your messages to us. When we open the lines, you can start calling. So the messages are on the last line, which is 08171756338. Okay, so do not go away. Let's begin with Let's begin with the headlines right away. We begin with the Punch newspaper. The Punch newspaper says petrol war fallout, NMDPRA, NUPRC bosses resign as Dangote's petition rocks sector. Okay, this was news that broke out yesterday, and everybody was like, wow, so people can resign because of these kinds of problems in Nigeria. It's commendable. I wonder why the Minister of State Defense is still there. Is it that he's been exonerated already? Okay. Now, Carabao Cup semis, City face Newcastle, Chelsea await Arsenal or Palace. Okay, this is for sport lovers. Textile imports hit 814 billion naira despite government revival promises. Bafarawa supporters dump PDP for APC in Sokoto. Salaries, debt service, gulp 105% of government revenue. Interesting. Ogun government cancels Awujale selection process. Malami kicks after EFCC raids Kebbi Abuja homes. Remember that his homes in Kebbi and Abuja were raided by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission because of his ongoing case with them. JAM to accredit 1,039 CBT centers for 2026 UTME. Burkina Faso frees detained Nigerian soldiers and aircraft. You might want to read that story on the Punch newspaper. And federal government bans wood export, revokes licenses. About time. Okay, on Vanguard newspaper, the headlines are Dangote quick, Farouk falls. It's the same story worded differently as the one in the Punch newspaper. Federal government confirms release of Nigerian aircraft soldiers after Toga meets Burkina Faso. Court bars IGP NPF from enforcing tinted glass permit policy nationwide. Okay. Other news items are bread prices, no significant drop in flour price variables. That's according to bakers. Remember, one day we were talking about someone who said, okay, someone sent in a message that the ingredients for the production of bread have come down. The prices have come down. But now the bread sellers are saying, no, they have not come down. So that means bread is not likely to come down. The price is not likely to come down anytime soon. Lekki Port hits 50% capacity milestone amid strong cargo growth. Gunmen kill soldier, abduct 13 passengers on Okene Auchi Highway. And then we have court bars IGP or Christmas travelers decry highway extortion by fake council officials. Gunmen kill 12 miners, abduct 3 in Plateau. arrest, prosecute those funding insecurity. That's according to Labour. Maybe that's the outcome of the meeting they had with the president yesterday, instead of the strike or the picketing or the demonstration. 4 killed, women abducted in fresh Benue attacks. Okay, we move from the Vanguard newspaper to Daily Post newspaper. Daily Post leads with suspected gunmen kill 12 miners in Plateau, many still missing. Army recovers slave weapon after ambush on troops. Kwara court remands 3 Indian nationals for criminal breach of trust. Mysterious death of young boy shocks Agay town in Niger. 3 suspected armed bandits arrested in Kwara. Court convicts 3 over indiscriminate waste disposal in Imo State. Elderly man arrested for allegedly swindling patients at ATBUTH. FRSC apprehends 16 drivers for overspeeding in Ogun. Okay, and Oshun NSCDC naps 2 for telecommunications vandalism. From there, we go to Daily Trust. Daily Trust leads with how U.S. travel restrictions on Nigeria could affect the economy. So read that. Someone was saying yesterday that he's very happy that is the elite that has been barred from traveling to the U.S. And I said no. It's everybody is affected by this, and this is a story that might further explain how everybody's affected. Because if the economy is affected, all of us are affected. NMDPRA CEO resigns amid Dangote's corruption allegation. Insecurity, NLC stages protest in Cross River, Zamfara, Plateau, and others. So we have NSCDC dismisses ACG, 37 other senior officers over misconduct. Opposition demands suspension of tax implementation. And 2027 Buhari's loyalists will continue to speak truth to power, says Doguwa. Okay. Now the Guardian newspaper, President Tinubu to present 2026 budget on Friday. Then we have tax reform. New tax regime will further burden already poor Nigerians, opposition tells Tinubu. Still on the Guardian newspaper, Jakpa, public varsities on edge over exodus of best brains and dons. Tax reform pushback, revenue crisis threaten 2026 fiscal plan. Fault lines threaten constitutional reforms, consensus as reps vote today. How Ogun PHC breach NPH CDA guidelines despite BHCPF funding. Okay, that's the part 2 of the story, but I'm interested in fault lines threatened constitutional reforms, consensus as rep votes today. So we're going to be listening keenly to hear what they're voting for or against. So listen or read this story very well so that you can also monitor the outcome of that exercise on the floor of the House. The Sun newspaper is the final newspaper we are taking this morning, and it also leads with a story we've had in all the other papers. Allegations by Dangote, NMDPRA boss bows to pressure, resigns. Tinubu nominates new DG. Custom intercepts 2.28 billion naira from Dubai-bound Austrian at Lagos Airport. Burkina Faso releases detained Nigerian soldiers. Court bars police from enforcing tinted glass permit policy. Tinubu may present 2026 budget on Friday. And tax reforms. Rep alleges alteration of tax law. I also saw that story, and maybe we'll just take a little bit of that story to be sure of what we are saying. Lawmaker representing Kebbi Tambuwal Federal Constituency, Sokoto State, Abdul Samad Dasuki, has raised the alarm over alleged alteration of the tax reform laws passed earlier in the year by the National Assembly. Speaking on the matter of privilege at plenary yesterday, he alleged that the gazetted copy of the tax laws currently in circulation was different from the harmonized version or the legislations passed by the Parliament. He described the development as a violation of the 1999 Constitution and called on the House to revisit the issue. Okay, implementation of the tax is supposed to begin maybe like next month, and then we now see that, or we now hear that the copy of the tax laws that is in circulation is not the one passed by the National Assembly. But what can this National Assembly do? We are waiting. Nigerians are waiting to see what they can do. If this allegation is true, or whether it's true or not, will it be investigated? If it is investigated, what will be done by a Senate or a National Assembly that, will I say, promised us or threatened us that anything the president says will be given a nod? I don't know. So if the president has decided to change it and assent to a bill that was never passed by the National Assembly, there's a possibility the National Assembly, even at that, will still give it a nod. Let's wait and see what they will do. We'll take a break now to join Rufai to hear his thoughts on the headlines of today. And when we return, we'll be talking with our guest and you. Stay with us.
So, a couple of some stories making the rounds. I hear there was a video where, or there was a reporting in one of the papers where Minister Amaechi was saying that there's been a reduction in the marginalization of the Igbos. I totally disagree with Amaechi. Because Amaechi is in government, he enjoys, being in this government, he's working for government, does not mean that anything he says reflects the plight of the entire Igbo people. A lot of the Igbo people I spoke to still feel largely marginalized in terms of contracts, even with the federal government and many other things. So for Amaechi to say that marginalization is not the order of the day, I think I would like to disagree with him. And maybe he's living in another country. Maybe he's talking about another Igbo people entirely. And for all Jews Okalu reacting to what Senator Yaya Baribe is saying, that President Tinubu can win the elections in 2007, that's Yaya Baribe's opinion. All Jews Okalu reacting, he also has a right of his opinion. But let me talk about the sufferings of the people. And the fact that some of the statistics President Tinubu is putting out does not cut it. When you look at the pain, the suffering, the worthlessness of the Naira, there's a lot going on. If things were that good, see NLC talking about the protests. So the so-called 14% inflation rate that we are now recording, a lot of people are looking at it because it's not cutting it. Things are still difficult. Transportation prices have not reduced drastically. In fact, because of the festive period, flights now have 300 or 500,000 to some routes. So these are the numerous problems we are talking about. We're not fixing security. So much so that America is now even citing Boko Haram as a reason for denying Nigeria's entry in a partial travel ban now. Visa ban. So the question we should ask is it today that this government knows that it's Boko Haram? Is this even going to make them solve it? I think in the end, as long as America is doing visa ban and they are not banning diplomatic passport holders, a lot is not going to happen. What America should really do is that it's not about the people, it's about those diplomatic passport holders. They are the ones that have not been quickened to action. If they ban the diplomatic passport holders, those are the fact that our leaders and people that have as a diplomatic passport, you will see how hasting they will try to fix the insecurity problem. But these are the things we must suffer. We too must sit back and be able to grow our country. We must be able to make our country work. And these are conversations we normally would always have. So it has happened, it has happened. This is not to also say Trump doesn't have his own, he has his own wahala, but we too, we should do well to fix our own security problem. We should do well to fix visa overstay issues. I mean, these are the conversations that we want to just add to the conversations, this morning right here.
You see, the thing is, you cannot see why everybody uses power one way or the other because they can't trust the system. There's a story making the rounds. There's been a dispute over River Park Estate in Abuja, and today, on the instructions of the minister, FCT minister, that had an altercation with Yerima, they went to demolish in that estate, despite the fact that the estate claims that there's a court order. So it speaks volumes. And so for those that were condemning and saying, "Oh, why should a military officer go to use military officers to protect his property?" And Minister Wike was going back and forth with them. The question is, see, yes, we know it's not a great idea, but the kind of country we live today, it's become so rampant that everybody just shows power one way or the other. There's no level of fairness. There's no respect for court orders. There's no respect for the ecosystem. So because of that, people just trample on the rights of others. And that's why people always want to use any form possible to be in power to be able to suppress the other person. That's just it. So it's either they are close to somebody, some top officer somewhere in the military or thereabouts, and they use people to protect their property. Because you know, even when you buy property in this country, it can be subject to demolition. The government can come with all sorts of laws. There's no respect of rule of law, and the system is so porous. The man in government today can act like God, but the next minute when he's gone, he can no longer act as God. Because when you look at it, this is the same FCDA that a lot of things have happened. There's been a lot of appropriation of land, you know, that people have complained about and everything. But you see, there's not going to be anything as regards the investigation because the man we're talking about is still in power today. The funny thing is, probably the moment he leaves or is no longer in cahoots with the powers that be, then they now start this investigation against him. I mean, we saw the case of Amaechi when he was there and high up there, nothing was the problem. So that's the kind of country we live in, and that's why everybody takes laws into their hands. Maybe in the coming days we'll see the FCDA react as regards the matter and tell us, you know, what transpired as regards the matter. We'd like to hear their own side of the story. But the side of the those that own the River Park estates said that they have actually sent in people and they have come to demolish their estates. And that is the squabble that they are going through now. And this demolition is being instructed by the minister and the FCDA. So that's the problem in Nigeria as we speak today. And that's why, you see, to even do business in this country, people are a little bit taken aback. Because if you are not fighting the vestiges of corruption, like Dangote claims is fighting with the regulator, and Dangote was talking about that, the regulator came to, you know, lie against his fuel, saying it doesn't meet the standards the last time. Now he too is saying that that the regulator's son, Farouk's son, has a lot of money, over $5 million was spent to educate them anyway. But I'd like to see the bank evidence of the transactions, because I just like to deal with the facts and all of that. So there's just a lot of your word against mine, and the ecosystem is quite very porous in the country, you know. And that's why the question is, what's the hope for Nigeria in all of this? But I also have hope in this country, because my argument has always been, see, a lot of things can change across all levels once you get leadership rights. But getting that leadership rights is a big factor, because everybody uses one way or the other to get into the presidency. Nigerian presidency is sort of like the best presidency money can buy. It's who can expend more money and who can have the links and do it even more. Till tomorrow, INEC has not been able to tell us the technical glitch that happened. INEC has not been able to tell us what constitutes it. Until tomorrow, for good measure, the person that prevailed over the election were only the presidential election, not other elections. You see, the hypocrisy of INEC is so funny. And thank God for the use of technology. At least we're able to nip in the bud when the manipulation of the election started. Senate elections were held on the same day. Presidential elections were held on the same day. Only the presidential election technical glitch happened. And it was only the presidential election that the results were questionable, that people questioned. In as much as the fact that they did even use the courts to turn back those elections that, you know, other political parties won the house elections and the likes. They did go to court and they turned those elections back. It was only the presidential election that thing happened. Until today, the man that prevailed over it, the head of INEC, cannot give us a reasonable explanation. And guess what further happened? After going out there to announce the winner, months after, the man is being rewarded by with an ambassadorial position. But you see, and that's why I say people should not give up on the country. Because see, the moment you get a leadership that is right and forthright, things will start to change. Because a right leadership will make it less about itself. A right leadership will institute democratic institutions. And that's why you see this election matters. And you cannot say, oh, we have given up. Because see, the reason why people are doing this is that they want you to give up. They want you not to even put an I am interested in government. They want you not to even put an I am interested in the governmental affairs. That's what they want. So they are doing all of these things to equally frustrate you so that you will not be able to react on all of that. But the moment you give up and say, oh, I'm not going to come out and vote and all of that, the joke is on you. At least let it be on record that you did your part. Yes, you're going to ask me, and my vote's going to count and everything. Oh, you saw what your vote can do in the last election. Despite the fact the last minute they manipulated, but it was crystal clear that your vote counted. So please, in the journey of nation building, we can't be weary. We can't say it's all a lost cause. We have to just keep pushing. And definitely someday it will happen. I think it's time to ask President Tinubu what's going on. In September this year, he bragged about the fact that we are meeting revenue targets. I think the FIRS also corroborated that story. Now the minister is saying, no, we are not doing well. No. They should not even talk about revenue targets because we are not there yet. We are not meeting any part of those revenue targets. In fact, we have a shortfall of over 30 trillion. So who is telling truth? Who is telling lies? You see, these are part of the level of insincerity. Just like now, they say the base year is 2024, and they are calculating inflation based on the base year. They also reduce the parameters like the weighted average. And they said based on that, inflation is about 14.5%. I've gone to do another calculation. If you use 2023 as a base year that President Tinubu came in, and it was in fact that 2023 price started to go up because it was the time they removed the subsidy on forex and all of that. If you use 2023 as a base year and you increase the parameter like the weighted average for food that they reduced to about 40% to over 50%, the inflation you will get is still over 33.8%. So this conversation that we are having, it speaks more to the economy, and that's why we should ask questions. All of a sudden now they are saying otherwise. But they were the ones that told us that we're already reaching our revenue targets. As at September 3, 2025, President Tinubu said Nigeria has achieved 2025 revenue targets. But as at 16 December, FG misses 2025 revenue targets by 30 trillion. The current trajectory indicates that the federal revenue for the full year will likely end at around 10.7 trillion. So will the government come out and take accountability for this story? And when we say it now, all of their data boys will start to lie to defend them. You see, lies does not do it. You can cook up data, but the lives of the people are the true parameter of data. So the question is, who is now going to take responsibility for it? Because you see, Nigeria keeps increasingly having a problem, the problem of budget performance. That's why you see that to a large extent,
our budget performance is low. They've not been able to tell us the budget performance of even the last budget cycle. We're running multiple concurrent budget cycles, 2024, 2025 budget cycle. And now we're going to go borrow. So most of the major spending was from the borrowing of over 14 trillion that we did. And the Senate too is going ahead to pass MTEF for them, which is pretty much talking about our borrowing plan, without scrutinizing and holding them accountable. See, one of the worst things that has happened to our democracy is this rubber stamp Senate, honestly. And please, we need to do more with our checks, because we forget that we're a constitutional democracy where there are three co-equal arms of government. Three co-equal arms of government. No one should be more powerful than one. But here, because the executive spends all the money, the executive has been able to usurp the legislature, and from the legislature, the judiciary obviously is under their beer, under their beer. So, you see, what is really going on? That's why you see that contractors were protesting the other day. Everybody was protesting. The Minister of Health the other day was talking about the fact that he only got about how many percent? About 10 to 15% of his budgetary requirements to be able to do infrastructural projects. So who will take accountability for all of this? And who should we believe? Is it the minister that says, oh, we have not done well as regards revenue? Or what is it called? Or the president that said, oh, we have met our revenue targets? A member of the House of Representatives on Wednesday raised the matter of privilege on alleging discrepancies between tax laws passed at the National Assembly and the version subsequently gazetted made available to the public. Raising a point of order under Rule 6 and point of privilege, Tasuki told the House that his legislative privilege has been breached, insisting that the content of the tax laws as gazetted did not reflect what the lawmakers debated and voted on. That's another palaver as regards the tax law. According to him, after the passage of the tax bill, it took time, over 3 days, to carefully review the copies alongside the vote and proceedings of the House of Representatives, as well as the harmonized version adopted by the chambers of the National Assembly, but observed discrepancies. Concerning the new tax law, do you know that also Dino Melaye has gone to court as regards the tax laws? So let's see what will ensue, this next year. I'm trying to dig out the court papers of Dino Melaye, where he was talking about as regards the tax laws. If I let me read the Dino Melaye suit, where he said pre-action notice of intention to sue the National Assembly pursuant to Section 21 legislative houses. We legal practitioners to Senator Dino Melaye and taxpayer will ever issue a reaction that our client, upon expiration of 3 months from the date of notice, commence an action against the National Assembly. That the National Assembly enacted the tax law of both 2020, which contains provisions related to the imposition, administration, and collection of distribution of VAT. The said VAT provision purportedly vests legislative and authoritative power in the federal government and its agency. VAT is not provided for under the exclusive legislative list or concurrent list. By virtue of Section 4 sub 7 of the Constitution, matters included in the exclusive list or fall within the residual legislative list. So by Section 1 sub 3 of the Constitution, any inconsistency with the provision of the Constitution is void to the extent of this consistency. So Dino Melaye is also taking the tax law to court. And other papers have been reporting. Finance Minister contradicts Tinubu, said Nigeria didn't meet 2025 revenue targets. So you can see the contradictions that is going on. It is sad. It is sad. It is sad. It is just very sad what is going on. And we are hearing that the ICPC is saying they will probe Farouk. We are waiting for the investigation. Let's see what will come out of it. But a lot of people have said that nothing is going to come out of it. Now them is the same Nigerian factor. So let's see how it pans out. 4 hospitalized as aircraft crashes in Imo Airport. No court order bars enforcement of tinted glass permits. Police reply NBA. But there's a worry court order now that they cited. There's a Warri court order. There's a federal high court in Warri that said we should maintain status quo. And if there was no court order, why was it that it was after the Warri court order the police suspended the tinted permit? I mean, the police used to forget what they said in the past. I mean, they used to forget because I don't know what's going in this country. Because there's a level of umbrage that is going on, that is going on in this country. Maybe it was when that case came to light that they wrote the police, and that the police started saying, okay, they were going to look at the court order. So why are they saying that there's no court order again? It is very shocking what goes on in this country. It is very shocking what goes on in this country. And you see, that's the level of lawlessness that goes on. Because I remember they first gave a timeline to be able to get your tinted permits, and they extended the timeline. And when they were about to effect the timeline, then the what is it called? This Warri suit came in. In fact, it was in October. The Federal High Court in Warri suit FHC WRCS 103 2025 issued an interim order. You get. And following this interim order, the IG of police temporarily suspended their enforcement after consultations with Nigeria Bar Association to allow time for compliance and await court outcomes. The police has repeatedly stated the suspension was not managed by any court, but was a discretionary decision. So, but if it was not because of the court order, why was it after the court order that they suspended it and they engaged with the NBA? So what is the inconsistency that goes on in this country? That's why we keep speaking truth to power. The last hope of the common man is this country is the media. It is fast showing that. So we can't keep deceiving ourselves. Anyway, we are waiting for the government to be able to react to the fact that they didn't make enough revenue after President Tinubu bragged that they made enough revenue. It's the sad reality of what happens in the country.
Okay, some quick updates. The two top regulators, NUPRC chief and NMDPRA chief, Farouk and Komolafe, they've both been asked to go by the president. In their place, they are putting in two new people there. And the president is talking about reforms, but a lot of people are saying maybe because of the petition Dangote did right and all of that. We don't know the truth to the matter, but only time will tell. But I think concerning that petition, and that's why I was asking today, that please, we need the details of the accounts and the transfers. Please, we need the details of the account of the transfers that Dangote alleged that Farouk did in favor of his children and sending them to school. We must not say because Farouk, NMDPRA CEO, has resigned after meeting with President Tinubu that we must let it go. We need to be able to look deeply at the matter
and get to the end of that matter. If there was an allegation of corruption, that allegation must be investigated till the end. And President Bola Tinubu has asked, anyway, the confirmation of 2 new people. The first person is Muhammad, and there's another person called Orishemeyiwa Amanu Rishamu Yisa as the Chief Executive of NUPRC, and Saidu Aliyu Muhammad as Chief Executive of NMDPRA. But the allegations of corruption against Farouk should still be released. If they have the evidence, we should see the bank transaction and we should see everything that transpired in that transaction, because that's the only way to truly sanitize this country. If we don't do so, then we are probably joking with ourselves in this country.
Okay, thanks to Rufai Oseni for his thoughts this morning on the headlines that made it to the front pages of our national dailies. You two are as important as that. We're waiting to hear you talk. Send us a message or call us. We're going to open the lines at about 8 o'clock or a few minutes after 8 o'clock so that you can call. But now I will urge you to keep sending the messages to us because we'll begin from there. However, we're being joined by our guest this morning, who is going to be talking to us on the headlines. It is Barrister Darlington Agamo. Good morning and welcome to the program, sir. Barrister, good morning and welcome to the program.
Hello.
Okay, good morning and welcome to the program, Barrister.
Hello.
Good morning. Can you hear me, Barrister? Good morning.
Hello.
Oh dear. It seems there's some problem, so let us figure that out. And Barrister doesn't seem to be hearing us, but we can hear him.
Hello.
Can you hear me now? Good morning.
Hello.
Okay, this is weird.
No audio.
Okay.
Hello.
Can you hear me now? Barrister, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you now.
Okay, very beautiful. So, good morning and welcome to the show.
You are welcome too. It's my pleasure.
Okay. Now, there's so many headlines here, but maybe we'll begin with the one that is leading on every newspaper. Allegations by Dangote, NMDPRA boss bows to pressure, resigns, Tinubu nominates new DG. Would like your comment on that.
I am not amused by what has happened. You know, when this government wants to make a scapegoat of somebody, they will use those who are not relevant to their cause. Farouk and Ibenga, they are not politically relevant to Tinubu. That is why they want to use them as scapegoats, so that Nigeria will believe that it's anti-corruption. It's not enough for them to resign. What did you do further? Nothing. Consider it in the case of Yaya Bello and other cases that is well known to him. What did he do about it? What did he do? In the case of Yaya Bello, the school, the American school in Abuja, returned the money. The money he paid in that school for children that are yet unborn in his family. That is a strong evidence. With that, you can, in fact, with that, Yaya Bello is supposed to be in jail the following day. But look at him walking all over the place. I mean, look at it this way. The 210 trillion naira that we are looking for in that NNPC, since how many months ago that the news broke out in National Assembly, have anybody been invited? Or has anybody resigned because of that particular infraction? The answer is no. The man at NNPC, whatever, NNPCS, he told that the money was not missing, but it was misplaced. Why didn't Tinubu ask him to go and locate where the money was misplaced and bring it back? Up to today. So these are just, what do I call it now? Unfortunate individuals that they are using to show example. The money they took away, where is the money? Has they returned it? The answer is no. So what have you done? What have you done? You're supposed to return that money or even go for prosecution. This is a job for NMPC. I mean the EFCC. All these invitations, to what use? The man is enjoying the money in his account. For somebody to have that kind of money to pay for school fees, that means somewhere else, he has the 3 times of that money. He has 3 times of that money somewhere. Have we recovered all the money? The answer is no. So what is anybody saying here? All the other revelations that we have given to the federal government, all the other petitions that are written about some people in Nigeria, what came out of it? What came out of it? So I am not amused, though. I am not. All of them are brought to book, including those who are holding this 210 trillion naira. Let us have, you know what impact that money will make in our treasury? And somebody is telling me that the money is misplaced. It's misplaced. And part of the misplaced is that they are using it to 17 trillion naira out of that money to police our pipeline, Abi?
Yeah.
That's part of the where they misplaced the money. 17 trillion in 1 year. To man our pipeline. Can you imagine? And nobody raised any eyebrow. So
Interesting.
I am not amused, though. I am not. Until somebody come to clean that NMTC.
Okay, let's take another one. A worrisome one, if I may say so myself. Tax reforms. Rep alleges alteration of tax law. Remember, a House of Reps member said that the tax bill, that the tax law they are seeing circulated, is not the same as the one that was passed by the National Assembly. So, what do you feel about that one?
It has been their modus operandi. What is approved in the National Assembly is not what is approved to the public. It has been the way they react and the way they do things. That has been their modus operandi. Nobody questions anything. They don't do whatever they like. That is the truth. From the beginning, I have been against this tax because we saw something like that in Lagos here. When they brought Alpha Beta and told us that their own expertise in tax collection is from heaven, that God approved them. They know everything about. At the end of the day, what happened with Alpha Beta? What happened with Alpha Beta? And you are telling me that the person that brought it in Lagos will not take it to Abuja? Is that what you are telling me? Look, I am beginning to think that we are serving God of Mammon, because it is only God of Mammon who will never be satisfied with money. God of Mammon. The more money you bring, the more he will demand. All this humongous amount of money, please, where are you going with it? Nigerians should be asking questions. A country where 210 trillion naira is missing. How can you turn around and tell me that country is poor? That country does not have money. Tell me, how? A country where you use 17 trillion naira in 1 year to police ordinary pipeline that is very deep inside the soil. You are coming to tell me that country has no money, Abi? And it is only when you now tax them that money will come out. Are you serious? Saudi Arabia that is not paying, Saudi Arabia that is not paying tax. They are using their oil money to benefit the public, their people. Is it not the same oil? Yaku, is it not the same oil? Tell me. The 210 trillion naira is in the hands of Nigerians. They are the hearts of Nigerians, but they will never call their name out. They will never reveal them. Before you know it, everybody will forget about that money. They will not tax us again, and now release it again. Is that not what is going on? That one is that regulation. APC National Assembly and for NNPC. Are you not supposed to be worried with that kind of money? You have not brought that money. You be doing right that money went to, and you want to collect more tax from the people. Is that not wickedness? How can you misplace such humongous amount of money and you want to collect more tax from me? I wish all Nigerians will have my mindset, seriously. I wish they will have my mindset. If not, I will not pay that tax. Until they tell me where the one I paid went to. They must tell me where that money went to, because it's not their money. You are using my sweat to live big, and you are telling me you are governing. What kind of governance is that? Some countries, their people don't pay tax. They use it to benefit their people. But here there is so much wickedness. Yambul, use your Bible and calculate how much that has been missing under NNPC. Money they cannot account. On several occasions, the National Assembly will come and say, look, come and show, where is this money? Where is this money? Where is this money? What is this? Yes, no answer is given. No answer. And you are telling me Nigeria is poor, we need money. It's all right. No problem.
Okay, federal government confirms release of Nigerian aircraft soldiers after Toga met Burkina Faso or meets Burkina Faso leader. So there was back and forth. There were some rumors being peddled about people, the reasons that led to the seizing of the aircraft, the destination of the aircraft and all that. Some said they were released at the time that they were not released, but now finally the federal government has said that they are released. We've not seen them anyway, but this is the confirmation. But I'd like your thoughts on the whole saga.
Yam will not last forever. No secret will be hidden forever. It is not possible. At the end of the day, somebody will tell us the full story. I am sure of that. At the end of the day, the full story will be told. So now that it has happened, and everybody has now come to realize that this government dwell on lies, on falsehood. Who is not demarketing Nigeria? Who is not demarketing Nigeria? Is it not the same government? All their laws and policies, they are the chief violator of them. Every law and policy in Nigeria, it is the government that violates all of them, right, left, and center. Anyway, we thank God the airmen are back, but the story will be told. Because somebody was telling us the harsh condition these men were placed while they were there. Nigeria airmen, without any regard, without any respect, they treated them like trash. They treated them like trash. Try that with Donald Trump airmen. Try it. Anywhere in the world. Just seize his airmen and keep them in such deplorable condition and see what will be the reaction. Anyway, you dare not. You dare not. If this was ordinary emergency landing, it wouldn't have come to this sorry state. It wouldn't. But as government, as you know this government, they're not telling lies. Nobody will tell us the truth until the main actors will squeal one day and tell us what happened. We thank God they are back, we thank God, but let the truth be told and let the lessons be learned.
Okay, textile import hits 814 billion naira despite government revival promises. They told us they are putting in a lot to revive the textile industry. Now, the imports have hit 814 billion naira.
Are you serious? Oh, it's not even up to 2 trillion. Don't worry, we'll get to that place.
Barrister.
No, are you laughing? No, look at this. That's why I've always been angry with this government. They major or minor. Yambul. Before you can see you are giving people money, you are making this and that. The business environment must be conducive for people to operate. You cannot be pouring water on stone or pouring water on a perforated basket. You are wasting your time. The business climate is not conducive for any business at all. That is the truth. You are reviving what? When there is no light, no water, no security, then the tax again. So how can you operate? The first thing for any business to try is what? Security. Do we have it? The answer is no. So what are you talking about? Who is coming to invest in a country where there is no security? And what can you do with this high tariff on power, electricity? Tell me. It was so bad that Aso Rock could not pay NEPA bill. Aso Rock. Tinubu could not pay his own NEPA bill. Then imagine what ordinary businesses and ordinary Nigerians are going through. You can imagine. So, we business will thrive without power. Mention the business. And that industry, I worked there before. I worked there as a supervisor. I worked there. So, I know how much energy, how much power is needed in that industry. How many of them can operate and pay their NEPA bill in 1 month? Go and see. So they cannot operate. They can't. They can't. That's why they depend on import. Every time you are struggling to do. Meanwhile, you are not even done the needful. The needful. Is that somebody who is building a 300-story building and you are laying foundation for just 10 story? Will that thing not collapse? Will it not collapse under the impact of the weight? Well, this government, they don't know governance. They have looted enough of our treasure. Let them resign and go away so that we can breathe. They came to loot Nigeria. They have looted enough. Let them go home. They have looted enough. Money their 10th generation cannot even spend. That is what they came for. And they are doing it big time. Within 210 trillion naira. I am sure somebody among them is holding 50 trillion naira in his kitty now. If they investigate properly, somebody among them is holding 50 trillion naira of our money out of that 210 trillion naira. So let them go home. They have done enough. They don't know governance.
Okay, court bars police from enforcing tinted glass permit policy. We've been hearing all the outcry from Nigerian Bar Association and so many other people, but the police also is saying that there is no court order that bars them from that. There could be court orders here and there, but none of them is good enough to bar them from carrying out that activity that they have said that they're going to do. So I don't know.
Yeah, I'm good. I am very sure there are lawyers in the police department. When they call to say injunction, that means to stop. Didn't they hear injunction? That means to stop. Wherever you are, stop there, don't go further. So how else do you want me to interpret it? You mean all of a sudden the police don't know what is an injunction? God Almighty. All of a sudden, the police don't know when court to say injunction. I don't understand. You know, when they want to play this prank, this is what they do. You know, Christmas is already here, so they want to gather money for their hair. That's why they woke up and said they are starting it in January 2nd. What is the emergency here? Yamgu, can you tell me the data that says that most of the kidnapping is done with people with tinted glasses? Is there any data to that effect? When you hear of kidnapping and adoption, they come with the bus, lorry load. They come with motorcycle and they don't hide their faces. Has that not been the case here? How many people have you kidnapped with people you see that with this tinted glass that are taking away our children from their school? So they are kidnapping all the big men and all that. So before you can tell all this story, there must be data to back it up. If it were so, the countries where these cars are made with tinted glass, factory fitted, it would have been rampant there. Kidnapping would have been so much in those countries that they say it's because of tinted glass. So we cannot listen to you. But here there is no evidence. Somebody just want to cash out. The police just want to cash out as usual because they know somebody must default. You know that some car owners, they don't even know whether their cars are tinted or not. They don't know. They don't know. It is when they stop them and realize, oh, is it true? I don't know. What is tinted about this glass now? What happened? You know? That's what they are waiting for. People who will default so that they will fleece them. They are not happy with this withdrawal of VIP. They are not happy. They are looking for a way to make up. That is just the simple truth. Let the IGP come and tell me that with this intake class, kidnapping has been so rampant. Whenever they stop any car, they will see many people being kidnapped inside the tinted glasses. Let them come and tell me. All the people that have been kidnapping in schools and other, are they coming with tinted glasses? Please let him tell me another story. They want to make up. All the money they are making with the VIP escort, they have lost it, so they want to look for a way to cover their money, because that money you are going to pay, that fine, whose pocket is it going into? They will give you an account to go and pay. And who owns the account? You will never know. You will never know, Yangu. You will never know. That's the truth.
Okay, let's just take a quick one. Yesterday, the Labour Congress said they were going to protest, and then we heard that the president was having a meeting with them, like as usual. It's on the day of protest that we hear about this kind of meetings and all that. So after that, they said, arrest, prosecute those funding insecurity. That's all that we heard from the meeting that they had with the president. So maybe because of that, that's why they didn't protest again, even though we heard that in some states the protest went on. So I don't know, is the Nigerian Labour Congress really playing the role that they need to play, or is it that we expect them to only talk for their workers and not the general public?
Look, Yambul, if you have access to Jajero, tell him I said that he should resign from being the Labour leader. I'm not joking. He's using that place to make money for himself. This nonsense he's saying now, where was he when this thing started? All the promises they made to him in all their meetings, did any of them come to light? And what was the reaction? Nothing. So you are the one to tell Tinubu to prosecute the funding in this security. You are the one. The one America is telling him is not enough. It's you now. You just want to do talk shop with the federal government. And they have to call you on the day of the protest just to water it down, just to make it ineffective. And every time they call you, you answer. You go to them. Mention one serious mass protest that this Jajero has conducted in Nigeria. I mean, a protest that will shake this government. Like when Oshomole was the real Oshomole, until he become a born again. Mention one protest.
Barrister. Okay, Barrister, just hold your thoughts. Hold your thoughts. Let's pay some bills. Don't go away. We'll be joining you.
Customer, welcome. What do you want buy?
I want buy changeover. Cut fuse and distribution board made of 100% heavy duty copper.
Oh, come, I get them. See, I'm here.
No, now I'm looking for Slatter Star J cut fuse and distribution board, Nipo cut fuse, Star J solar battery, inverter, MPPT controller, and solar panel.
But Oga,
don't worry. I know where to get them. Whether na Star J changeover cut fuse, Slatter distribution board, Nipo cut fuse, Star J solar battery, inverter, MPPT controller, and solar panel, Star J ceiling fan, sockets, all earthen materials. Make you no go do cover wise pan foolish show. Slatter Star J Indian product na #1 since 1961. Made of 100% heavy duty solid copper with no compromise. Available in all leading electrical shops nationwide. Slatter Star J na you biko.
We're glad to know you're still there and listening to us. It's Voice of the People, 90.3 FM. So we're doing the front page review. We've been here all this while with Barrister Darlington, and we're trying to x-ray some of these newspapers. So he's still on the line, and we are going to listen to you, talk to us, and maybe if he has a response to any of your concerns, he will also respond to that. So the number to call us again are 0700 903 903 903. 0700 903 903 903. Or you can also call us on 080 3692 9933. 080 3692 9933. If you prefer WhatsApp, it's 081 7175 6338. 081 7175 6338. That's the number for WhatsApp messages or WhatsApp calls. So do be a part of this program by calling in or sending your messages. So okay, let's take this one now. Hello, good morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Hello, Yango.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning to you.
Yeah, this is John Legend calling from Moshi.
Okay,
Yango,
thanks for joining us. Yes, go ahead.
I don't know if I'm getting it right.
You're doing well.
From the one, I said that APC government is not going to give us anything in this country, because I texted the APC during the time of Buhari. I even texted Tinubu government when I was in Lagos, when he was a governor in Lagos, because I know that particular time the Lagos state was next automatically up. You understand? I told them this man he's just like a tax thing. He will tax Nigerians to death. Whether you people like it or not, there is nothing anybody can do about it. Because I don't know why I will be paid a tax, whereas I am still paying a bill, a kind of bill that I have not paid for in electricity, even in house rent, even there's no good road, even there's no good pipe bomb water, even the education is zero, even the hospital is zero. Now, and to crown it all, we still have crude oil in our state, in our country, where the whole federal government are now taking and mining and eating anyhow, and they are still now billing me that I will pay a tax of what I have not even gotten, even free education for my children from in Nigeria. Tinubu government is a collapsible failure, automatically scam to Nigerian government. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Someone is saying that Bill Gates was not a president and was able to make impact not only of a country but the world at large. We don't need all this noise to contribute our quota. Change begins from you. That's from Ima. Okay, he imported that from the Buhari administration, I'm very sure, because change begins with you was a mantra at that time. Okay, we're expecting your messages and your calls to come in. Hello, good morning.
Yangu, good morning, sir.
Good morning to you.
My name is Daniel. I call you from Alaba.
Daniel, thanks for joining us. Go ahead.
Sometimes you will be saying that the Tinubu rule Lagos without Lagos allocation. How did you do it? It's tax. Order. That's where the Agboros was legalized in Lagos. Fetching money for him. That is the same thing is taken to federation. I don't think that is going to work. Yango, do you know that if federal government can give Nigerians constant light, my brother, you will see the industry. Now, we will fight for ourselves. We will do everything for ourselves if you give us constant light. We will not be worried over the money you people have been stealing. Just give us constant light so that you can be able to use it and power ourselves. My brother, it's not easy, all these things they are doing. No, it's not good. It's not good. So they better suspend this tax But I'm afraid because why they will not give us the constant light, there's no hope of getting constant light in Nigeria. Is that a whole Asolok have went and put solar, so no hope of getting constant light. God will help us.
Amen. Okay. Constant and affordable light, I may add, because if it is constant and you can't pay for it, it's almost as good as not having light at all. Okay, let's take this. It's possible that President Tinubu and Honorable Femi Gbajabiamila may have forgotten the promises they both made to Nigerians. So I will be using this medium and every platform to continue to remind them. President Tinubu did promise that if he doesn't provide steady and stable power supply in the country, Nigerians should not vote him for a second term in office. While the immediate past Speaker of the National Assembly, Honorable Femi Gbajabiamila, said Nigerians should stop paying for the monthly electricity bill if discos fail to distribute and install prepaid meters in their various houses. It's disheartening to hear that ADC Ijegum business unit that told the people living in the Ijagamu community that there won't be power supply for 14 days, which has expired. Today marks 18 days that the community has been without power supply, and EDC is not bothered as the company has not given any reason for the continuous blackout. The most annoying is where estimated bills will be distributed to every house at the end of the month, since there is no prepaid meters in the community. We therefore appeal to EDC Jogum business unit to please restore power supply to Ijegamu community. Olorun Agbawao. God bless Nigeria. Temitokwe Onatayo from Ijegamu community. Okay. A very funny company. Anything about power. If there is no power in your community and you say, okay, let me buy a transformer, buy all the poles and buy the wires, you'll buy everything, pay for it yourself, and then when the connection is done, so as soon as the light comes on, the NEPA people will start collecting bill. When the transformer does not belong to them, the meters, the poles, the wires do not belong to them, they just begin to collect bill. I don't know how that even... whether that even makes sense, I don't know. But maybe one day someone will explain to me how that works. Hello, good morning. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning to you. What's your name?
Hello.
I can hear you. Go ahead.
I can't hear you, but I think you can hear me, Mr. Yanko.
Yes, go right ahead.
Anyways, this is Evelyn. I am calling from Lagos. Number one, I want to say that this country is so tiring and frustrating to we, the common Nigerians. Understand? Okay, imagine money now, where they tell us saying one person carry go pay school fees for his children for Obodo Yibo, when Nigerian children cannot even eat. No talk of going to a better school. Like this, they are so a government school, but one person now carry this money now go pay for the children's school fees, millions of dollars for what? For what? I don't even understand these people that are governing us, because I don't even understand this Tinubu. And people will come on the radio station and be telling us what I don't even understand. If I thought they are talking from the right frame of theirs, or how? Okay, now see money now, so we can see right now. I don't even have light, no light, and at the end of the day, they will come and bring NEPA bill for us to pay for darkness, and people are paying it. And crazy part about this country is that they will just do something the way they like without passing an information to us as if we are nothing, as if we are nobody. Because I even still blame some Nigerians that are even supporting this government. They are supporting them. No good roads, no good education. Crazy part of it is that Nigeria cannot even eat. We cannot even sleep with our 2 eyes closed because of insecurity. We cannot even travel to our village. Christmas is coming, we cannot even travel because of hike in transportation and no good roads. And someone is telling me, and that is the kind of person that our president want to give appointment based on say waiting. Now only him there in Nigeria, when we say if you handle the position, I'll be waiting. See, this 2027, may they just kukuma rest, or may they rest in Jesus' name.
Amen. Thank you very much, Evelyn. You couldn't hear me, but I could hear you. Now that you've stopped the call, I'm sure that you can hear me. Thank you for your contribution. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning. My brother Atiku, good morning.
Good morning to you.
How's your life?
Fine, we're fine. What's your name and location, please?
Yeah, my name is Comrade Agu.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, please, you see, Barrister Darlington, he always educates the Nigerians, the whole world, concerning the situation of Nigeria, and including other analysis that people always present in that our lovely studio. And upon all these things they are saying, the so-called rulers, yes, because we don't have leaders, the so-called rulers in Nigeria, none of them is hearing the cry of Darlington and other people. Even the ethnic Nigerians that are still complaining, crying, they are not hearing. So, my dear brother, I'm only saying this because I used to say it in other stations. Nigeria can never be better than what you are seeing today. If you look at the time you were in the secondary school and look at today, you are a man. Is there anything different? There is nothing. Still the same thing. Nigeria only needs split Nigeria. Let every section go home and take care of themselves. That is all what this nation needs. If what we are seeing and saying today, the next 10, 20 years, I don't think there'll be any change. God bless you. Bless Darlington. Bless Professor Anosike and one other Yoruba man. There are people like that. May God bless you all in the name of Jesus.
Amen. Amen. Nigeria can be better. We cannot lose hope like that. What keeps a man is hope for something better. Let's just, as we pray all the time, let us also have hope that things will be better. But that will depend on how much we're willing to sacrifice, how much we're willing to put in, how much we are willing to participate to make sure these things happen. Nigeria can be better. I just want it to be better in my time so that I can tell my children that I also contributed. It will be better, but I don't want to wait till I die before it gets better, okay? I'm just being selfish a little bit. Good morning, VOP family. NNDPRA boss resigned. Step 1. He needs to be picked up by EFCC to explain their allegation by Dangote of $5 million school fees of his children. His resignation should not end the story. The question I'm asking is, how come is Dangote the one that brought this NNDPR boss news of misappropriation of funds? Where is EFCC in this? Nigeria wants to buy fuel. Nigerians want to buy fuel in low price. All petroleum cabal must be exposed. UF Benjamin from Shogunle. Thank you, Benjamin, for your contribution. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Yambu.
Good morning to you.
AB speaking from Epe.
Thanks for joining us, AB.
We that are supporting this government, we are human beings. Are you getting me? There is a reason why we are supporting. We are seeing a lot of things. That was he played a bad politics that is not good. And I don't like it. He should have brought the children into the issue. It's very, very bad, security-wise and everywise. It has been happening. Not be today Nigeria don't spoil. Not be today. Don't pay for over 40 years. So not be this president cause the problem where we see. Are you getting me? The president, by the grace of God, will be re-elected again. And after him, Zulum and Soludo will be the next person. Are you getting me? He was the one when he helped Jonathan 2011, Jonathan won. And when in 2015, when he said no Jonathan, Buhari won, no Jonathan. I get it, has been supporting people.
Who helped Jonathan?
Tinubu now. Read the politics of Nigeria. That 2011, he said all the ACN should vote for Jonathan. Are you getting me? Supported Jonathan won. In 2015, he did not support Jonathan did not win. I get to me. So he is the grandmaster strategist, the Mr. Physics, the Mr. Project, the Superman. Are you getting me? We needed to give us all those infrastructural strides and a revolution that is doing.
Like he did in Lagos, right?
Us.
Yeah.
You said?
I say, yeah, those infrastructure like he did in Lagos.
Nigeria not the suffer not be today. So not be everything. This man, they do some things where we they see. I be a dumb man, I not be Yoruba.
Okay.
Are you getting me? Before they say it's tribal, it's not tribalism at all. Like I used to say, Obi is not qualified to be Nigeria president.
Based on?
At all.
Based on
not
what?
even vice president.
Yeah, based on what?
There are a lot of Fidelity Bank issue. He uses power. In fact, that thing is criminal. He uses power to facilitate improvement for Fidelity and a lot of other things. Are you getting me? He was working with Abacha when people were fighting for this democracy. Are you getting me? There are a lot of things he did. I have 1001 reasons why he cannot be president in Nigeria.
Interesting.
Thank God that he doesn't have the number. He don't have the number itself. It cannot help him. So he gets me. Yangu, thank you very much.
Interesting. When you call, since people are very, very angry with this government and they're not seeing what you're seeing, I would suggest that next time you call, just be tabulating these good things that the president has done so that we will be seeing them. Not just say because he's a good person, he has done this. That's why I asked you, like the infrastructure he did in Lagos, you would have used that opportunity to tell us the good things that he did that were better than Fashola, better than Ambode, better than Sonolu, so that people will see how he's been strategizing and giving us infrastructure, because Nigerians are not looking for strategy. They're looking for results, to deliver results to Nigerians. That's why people are angry. So this is not me saying you shouldn't say what you said. I'm supporting you, that you like this government and you're seeing the good things that the government is doing. Others that don't see it will also speak their minds. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Yango.
Good morning to you, sir.
Obinna calling from it.
Thanks for joining us, Obinna. Go ahead.
For this tax reform, I think we need investors in Nigeria. With all these taxes, big taxes up, taxes down, can the investors come? And will not come. No insecurity, and you are looking for investors. Now, you people will say they are demarketing Nigeria. But it's the government that demarketing Nigeria. Their characters, their language, they are demarketing this country. Now, I want to ask a question. Since democracy, are there any project that what amount of a third mainland bridge that they have did since the resumption of democracy in this country, which Babangida did during the military era? Any investment that they have did that what that amount?
They have renovated
like
it.
Mainland bridge.
They renovated it recently.
They renovated it recently. And I mean, the democracy government, have they do anything that what amount of third mainland bridge that the military built? I haven't seen any. The coastal road they are talking about, they haven't even completed it. They haven't even do quarter of it. Look, this country, our leaders, I don't see what they are doing about this country. I don't see that it can better than this. It can better than this. They are just deceiving people. They look at a country that 210 trillion will be got missing. From who? By who? Through which way? Is it 500 naira? And this man that they said that he paid 5 billion naira for, he has resigned, and that's the end of it. Now that he has resigned, let him be arrested. In this country, we are jokers. So they are jokers, not we the masses. They are jokers. The leaders are jokers. It's not we the masses. They are jokers. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Call us on 0700 903 903 903, 0700 903 903 903, or 0803 692 9933, 0803 692 9933. If you prefer WhatsApp, it's 081 7175 6338, 081 7175 6338. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning to you. What's your name and location, please?
My name is Shola, and I'm coming from Ebeda, Lagos.
Thanks for joining us, Shola. Go on.
Yes.
You know, with all this
injustice. Let me put it that way. Because there is a one-sided approach from the government. There's selective justice. Now, all the stealings in NNPC, 200 and something plus trillion. If you notice the system of this government, they don't prosecute their own people. They only go after oppositions. Then if you look at how they manage the economy, you will see that they just borrow money, they spend money, and do a lot of things. Hello, are you with me?
I'm with you. Go ahead.
So now my point is that with all this, you are still inflicting hardship on the people. When the president was campaigning then, he told his people, I don't want to say, don't say as if I'm abusive. He said, Amaechi means we will bring it down. What has he brought down? Now you want to inflict them with taxation. I want to round up by saying this. The two types of people that are making these people, this government to do what they do, is the last two callers, that guy that said Tinubu is a strategy. There are people like that, no matter what they support them. Then the other people, a majority of Nigerians, they are two sides. Nigerians, they say when they push them to the wall, they break the wall. I'm interested. I want to see how Nigerians can fight back. Because it is not in the hands of any person, it's not in the hands of America to save us, it's not in the hands of these politicians, it is in the hands of Nigerians themselves. I want to see. So Korea said it that time. He said, why he's happy that Tinubu has become president is that he is going to make it easy himself for revolution to take place. And I want to see how Nigerians can go far. Thank you very much, Ian Gold.
Hello? Hello? Okay, maybe you're not hearing me. Okay, let me just be this if I'm coming from Ojo. Okay, I want to sincerely, though I didn't come on time, but I want to speak on the tax issue. Okay. We learned yesterday, I had it, that the gazetted tax reform that was found in the Minister of Information Office is different from the one that was passed at the House, both the lower and the upper chamber. So I want to ask a question. When this type of thing is done, don't Nigeria have people who will speak for the masses, who will continue talking about this type of wuru? You pass a bill in the House, and the one you want to use is different from the one you show to Nigeria. Okay. Is it not criminal? Please, I want to know if there is any station where we can actually know what happened.
Okay, Nigerians have that power to do what you're asking. They have the power to ask questions and demand that these people show accountability. We'll take a short break and pay some bills. Igbo Amaka will come right after that, and we will return at 10:30. Don't go away.
Well done, oh, my original people. How una day? My prayer be say we go make am. So far we no be lazy. Na Kudos Homes Limited say make I come tell una about Christmas and New Year promo. How you go buy better land.